Breaking news coming in at this point in time, and we'd like to have your inputs on this update as well that we've got. Viewers, a sensational incident took place in the skies above Alaska on the 23rd of September. Two US fighter aircraft came face to face with a Russian Sukhoi fighter jet. The dangerous moment was caught on camera by the American jet, which could be seen taking evasive action after the Russian fighter jet zoomed past it. The North American Aerospace Defense Command has shared this particular video, hitting out at the Russian aircraft's dangerous and unprofessional conduct. Let me go back to Rishabh, who continues to be with us at this point in time. Rishabh, give us more details. Now, it is being called as an unprofessional act from the Russian side.
Well, definitely. If we talk about Alaska and the easternmost part of Russia are hardly few nautical miles away, and there have been in past also similar incidents that have been reported. Now a statement has come in from the NOAD General Yuri Gilton, who says that a Russian aircraft, which was Su-35, was conducting an unsafe and unprofessional and it endangered all in Alaska, while U.S. aircraft from the North Command has ensured a disciplined interception. Remember, the U.S. and Russia are at loggerheads when it comes to Ukraine. They are also, not on the same page when it comes to the Middle East conflict. And there have been war of words from both the sides, and now a Russian aircraft in American airspace has created further controversy.
Right. Clearly, we know how the relations are between US and Russia. But, what is it that we have heard so far from Russia on this particular issue? Any statement coming in from Russia?
No statement has come in from Russia. But in past, we have seen that whenever such incidents have happened, Russia's statement has been in line that there was no such intimidation from the Russian Air Force, and what is being reported on behalf of America is something which is beyond truth, and it cannot be just taken forward from America. But we'll have to wait and understand how this unfolds. For now, the U.S. say that a Su-35 Russian military aircraft, was unprofessionally operating in the U.S. airspace.
All right, Rishabh, appreciate you joining us with all of those details. Let me now go across to my colleague Ankit as well, who is joining us from the newsroom. Ankit, it's a startling video. And, it's not the first time that we have seen a Russian air incursion into the Alaska Air Defense Identification Zone, isn't it? Explain to us the visuals, because they do look quite scary.
This is what is called in dogfighting parlance buzzing or tagging. Now let's start this visual. It's being recorded by a US fighter jet. There is another US bomber here. Now see what happens. These are moving. You can see the propellers move. This is the Sukhoi. This is the Sukhoi 35 of the Russian Air Force, is what we are led to believe. And it is likely because this is a jet and an area that the US is familiar with running into Russian adversaries. Once again, this is running on loop. And look at how the Russian jet bisects essentially these two American fighters, and it sort of wakes up this pilot, who is forced to take an evasive maneuver right as the flight goes past, as the jet goes past this US aircraft, which I think is a F-16. I've read elsewhere, that aircraft seems to take an evasive maneuver. The Russian aircraft, it zooms past him, it cuts across him, it essentially overtakes him, and then it moves back into a flight path ahead of these two aircraft. And that is what NORAD is complaining about, that they were flying professionally. That is the American aircraft, this fighter bomber that we see here, and this fighter jet. And the Russian aircraft came entirely too close. It buzzed this aircraft. This aircraft here, may I mention, is also likely to have experienced some amount of turbulence because of the slipstream of the Russian fighter jet. At least that's how that's what happens when these kind of incidences generally take place. And so that is why this visual is so interesting. It came very close to a flashpoint, and you can see how there is not much separating America and Russia. There's just a very short Bering Strait insofar as Alaska is concerned.
Absolutely dramatic visuals there. Ankit, appreciate you joining us and putting things in perspective for our viewers. With this, we will slip into a very, very short break, but more news and updates coming your way on the other side as well. Stay with us.